Hi. Well, this is great. Look at those giant books. Are they posters? This is great.
Making use of the flats that my publisher sent me for my book tours.
This is the best backdrop I have seen yet.
A little bit of blue tape, and we're all set.
I love it. It's so cool. So, Tori, how are you getting through this time? Where are you what tell me. How are you getting through?
Well, I'm writing, I'm crafting, and I'm purging. And I'm seeking out a lot of comedy. I'm seeking out funny. Anything that's funny, anything that all the memes and videos and TV shows and movies, humor. I'm just trying to I'm mainlining humor right now, basically.
I love that. Okay, recommend something funny. What have you seen? Give me a funny show. I'll watch it tonight. Your book, yes.
So this is really funny. So it's funny and racy. It's two girlfriends, they're moms. Nancy's been married to Ted for a long time. Her best friend is Lucy. Lucy's recently divorced and distractedly horny, as can happen. Some of you know, or maybe you have friends who've been there. And so what they learned, the distractedly horny friends just want to find sex somewhere, somehow. That's all they're really interested in. And then the wives are sort of avoiding sex because they've been married to the same guy for a long time. So the two groups of women friends, they come together and create an underground barter economy whereby the long married wives subcontract sex from the horny divorcees so they don't have to have it as often. And it's zany and hilarious, and of course hijinks ensue. And it seems like a win-win-win for a while. Everybody's pretty happy, including the husbands in town, but it all goes to hell in a handbasket. But it's really funny, and so I definitely recommend that uh, for now, for the pandemic time.
When you wrote this, which bucket were you in?
Oh, I was in the recently divorced bucket, and it was hilarious. All you make all these new girlfriends when you get divorced. All of a sudden, you start to share stories. You meet and share stories with these other recently divorced women, and they tell you stories. You can't believe what's going on in that. I mean, some of you know because you have girlfriends who've been with it, and you think they've lost their minds. They haven't. I mean, they haven't a little. In a way, they've lost their minds. But everybody's still the same. But we learn. They discover this sort of new part of themselves.
This should be a movie. Has this been a movie yet?
Hasn't excuse me. There was a bidding war. There was a Hollywood bidding war, which was quite exciting, and there was, I think, NBC Universal, no, Warner Brothers beat out NBC for the and also Jada Pinkett Smith's production company threw their hat in the ring, and Warner Brothers won it, but didn't exercise it. They didn't use the option, so it reverts back to the author. So it's back to me. But yeah, everybody who reads it says, boy, this should be a TV show. This would be a really fun TV show where you get to know the characters and their exes and their neighbors and their mothers. And it would be 6 seasons in a movie for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds awesome. And totally entertaining. I wonder, was there any pushback from some of the long-term married moms? Did you?
That's a great question. There wasn't. I mean, people initially found it so funny and so relatable because anybody, as we know, especially now, when you are at close quarters when you've chosen one person, you don't know how the chemicals in your body are going to change, your hormones. Obviously, you're going to have kids. You're going to get busy. You're going to have more kids. I mean, life intervenes, and so our relationships to sex and that experience changes. I mean, it's ebbing and flowing constantly. So when there are two disparate groups of women in one community who have the opposite relationship to sex, and it turns out that they can help each other out, it's sort of funny. It's a no one had ever really thought of this. It's sanctioned infidelity is what it is. So, and no one's ever explored that before. So I'd love to see it in a series. I think it'd be more fun as a TV series.
So you're saying that communities have not adopted this practice as a result. You don't
Not,
know.
not that I know of. I mean, the joke was that, of course, people thought this must be happening in our town. It's like, come on, really? It's like, it's science fiction, basically. I mean, that would never work in a million years. But in my little world of fiction, it works until it blows up. But it's funny, and it seems to, make sense.
Comedy right now is more useful than anything else. Sometimes I feel guilty. Like Kyle and I were sitting here joking last night on this little Zoom thing we did, and I had to say, like, we're joking because this is how we're getting through it. Like, we're not trying to be disrespectful, but this is how we're coping. So I hope everybody understands, because it's true. Like, that's like one of the best ways. Like, we could just sit here and panic, which sometimes I do, and
Yeah.
But when we're not panicking, if we can laugh and get through it, why not? I don't know.
There's been so much wonderful, wonderful comedy. One of the things I love about the internet is that it's democratized comedy. Like anybody can be funny. And it used to be that only certain people were hired, only the comedy writers got to be funny, got to write for television shows, they were usually often men for generations. It was mostly men, white men, and now anybody can be funny. So I love that the internet has provided this, any age. It's no longer ageist. It's no longer, it's just more diverse and open to everybody. If you're funny, you're out there and it's going to catch fire, which I love. I just love it.
Well, it was like made for you then. This is great.
For sure. So yeah, singing. I'm purging my attic, which has been hilarious. I have a world-class museum quality vintage clothing collection
Hmm.
back about 9 decades. So I've been going through those incredible, incredible accessories and hats and shoes and so those are all up in the attic. I can spend days in the attic. My attic is really, really fun.
Wow. Well, after this, you can start selling tickets. People can, line up to walk through.
Or I want to do one of those old-fashioned tea party fashion shows. You know how the ladies they used to walk through the pathé,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
walking through, and all the ladies were sitting and having cucumber sandwiches and drinking tea, and then they would wander through, and some man in a suit would describe what this outfit was for. Elena is going off to promenade in the park. This is the perfect, so I think about that. I think about crafts. This is a heyday for crafters. I mean, this is Renaissance. This is an artistic Renaissance I think we're in. So anybody painting, anybody knitting or crocheting or, choreographing, writing. I mean, all of the arts, hopefully there'll be this explosion once people can settle and sort of get their psyches kind of calm into a place of less, I think we've been in nesting mode. And I'm hoping that will yield as sort of a creative renaissance. Because I'm telling you, if you have craft supplies at home, it's the greatest time of our life. It's the best time of our lives to really have that opportunity to get in there. Glitter and pom-poms and googly eyes and I mean, whatever your wheelhouse is, this is the time.
Awesome. Well, I feel like people now should tag you as they post their little googly eye creations. Um, anyway, so everybody tag VC Chickering as you watch out. Yeah. Well, thank you, Tori, and thanks so much for coming on. I am literally gonna go buy Nookie Town right now. I'm embarrassed I don't have it. And yeah, I'm really excited. I need that.
Definitely giggle. It'll crack you up.
I can't wait. All right.
Great.
Great to talk to you. Have a great day. Okay. Bye.